I was just thinking about ways I'm contributing to light pollution. I got the LED chest light. At the house there are 4 LED solar powered motion detection lights, security lights. I haven't gotten LED. I didn't get LED headlights yet. They got hit by a Baracho. Looks like it. Barachos. You know, I think that's the first time I've seen anybody come down this street. Looking at this ground, suddenly I'm hungry for waffles. Man, I haven't had a waffle in... Oh my God. It's been at least 12 years. Damn. I think that was the last I had a pecan waffle at Waffle House. That had to have been about 12 years ago. Maybe longer than that. It was when we were going to church. Maybe 15 years. I think I'm gonna give me some waffles this weekend. My dad had his stroke in 2011. 2011. And so we've been mostly relegated to French toast sticks and occasionally pancakes. I can't remember the last time I had a waffle. Had to have been Waffle House. No, wait, no. Okay. I did a favor for a lady at work. She said, "Is there anything I can do to pay you back?" I didn't really want anything. I just blurted out of the side of my ass. I said, "Can you give me some chicken and waffles?" And she kind of laughed a little bit. And then she found a place in Fort Worth or Arlington that she'd been dying to try, and she bought me some chicken and waffles. Kind of think of it, I don't think she works at UT Southwestern anymore. What happened to Regina? That must have been about 8 years ago. So yeah, I had chicken and waffles. That was the last time I had a waffle. I like my waffles crispy. I mean, Eggo's got me spoiled. A lot of assholes out here. Yeah, regular waffles aren't really thick and crispy. They're quite chewy. The last time you had a Belgian waffle? Maybe over 25 years ago. We used to get them in a pack. Used to get them in a pack from Schwann's, I think. Some people remember Schwann's. Home delivery of groceries. The guy would come with a little brochure and they had all sorts of stuff. Chicken cordon bleu, kind of little, it was a pocket or something. They put the chicken in, and in the middle of it they'd have like chicken and broccoli and stuff. All sorts of unhealthy but tasty food. Big tubs of ice cream. I used to love their Rocky Road. No, I'm not going to sit there and say, when's the last time I had ice cream? I had ice cream about a year ago. Right around this time. Mom said, "Oh, that ice cream's gone bad in there. I don't want to throw it out." And I was just started eating, so I started eating ice cream. gonna have me a waffle though. I think depending on when you go, the Waffle House used to have all-you-can-eat waffles. I haven't had a Southern-made donut in 18 years. I don't even know if Southern Made's still in business. But an actual fresh donut, I don't think I've had a fresh donut. I want to say since 2012. A friend of mine got depressed. He said, I want some donuts, eat them with me. And I was like, but I'm on a diet. He says, come on, man, don't let me do this alone. So I went out and bought donuts. My favorite kind are like the home-style cake donuts. I haven't had a beignet in 20 years. Then again, I haven't had a muffalata in 20 years either. Wait, no, we've had like homemade muffalatas. Probably 15. Haven't had a We Never Close sandwich probably in about 15 years. I forgot what the name of the place is. It's just in New Orleans everybody called it We Never Closed because the big sign says We Never Closed, but I forgot what the name of it was. But you can get you some shrimp, oyster. That's all we ever had really. I don't know if they had anything else, but shrimp and oyster po' boys. And they used to cram so much stuff in there that it was exploding out of the wrap. You can open the wrap and then all of the fried shrimp would come out of it. And you would get full just eating the excess fried shrimp. Yeah. What am I gonna eat tonight? I think I'm gonna try mixing stuffing with soup and see what happens. Mother made breakfast skillets. I don't know. That's a bad sign. Whenever she makes breakfast skillets, that means that that's her comfort food, I think. Excuse me, one of her comfort foods. Like I said, we lost somebody. They're getting buried this weekend. I don't know, man. Here today, gone tomorrow. never can understand that argument about college football can't have a playoff system because it would take too long and students would have to adapt to that schedule. High school football has thousands of high schools getting ready to play playoff football. Never seems to get in the way of their kids' studies. Then in the subdivision leagues of the college football ranks, they have playoffs. So I never understood that. I scratch my head when people say that because it's stupid. It is a completely stupid statement. We can't have college football playoffs because that would just add extra games and blah 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 blah. Tell you what you do. You cut one of Ohio State's games where they have to play Akron and beat them by 63 every year. You have the championship game last week, and then this week would be the playoffs. Why is that so hard? Anyway, there's going to be an 18 playoff. Especially after this year. I'm really hoping. I need Ohio State to win. I need Ohio State, TCU, and Auburn to win. Auburn and Miami to win. Because every week they'd be shaking up the thing. Miami would be a one-loss team playing up against Clemson. I don't know what the CFP would say about that. Well, Miami really didn't have that hard of a schedule. I said, but they beat the guys they beat Clemson, who for some reason is number one right now. Doesn't make any sense to me. Clemson's number one, they lost to Syracuse. Miami's not even the top four. They lost to Pitt. Whatever. Both teams were unranked at the time. I mean, both teams they lost to were unranked. I need a lot of assholes out here. I need TCU to win, to throw chaos into the Big 12 picture. That way, the Big 12 who were griping and complaining, or the Big 12 who keep saying, "Oh, we don't need a college football playoff," will say, "Wait a minute, we keep getting knocked out of this thing every year." Big 12 don't want to expand, and yet the Big 12 has a hard time making it into the top four every year. What I love about the college football thing is that they brought in that new factor called strength of schedule. Next year, I guarantee you, the Big Ten will start having harder schedules. They thought they could get away with it, and it's like they barely got one team in there. Penn State was in there for a minute. Ohio State was in there for a minute. And that was it. Now Wisconsin's there. I am really rooting for Ohio State. But I don't think it's going to happen because what's going on with homeboy? The starting quarterback Barrett messed up his knee. Urban Meyer can grab and complain about straight cameramen not giving his players enough room to warm up. At the end of the day, that's the devil's deal we sign when ESPN and all these other places pay you, what is this, $8 billion? Broadcast games. I don't know, man. College football is almost perfect. Almost. It's just two things it's got to get right. It's got to get the compensation for players right, and it's got to get the playoff system right. Other than that, I think it's pretty much perfect. I like targeting. Some targeting calls have been bad, but I guarantee you that no more headhunting. Saw one the other day. Was it Auburn, Alabama? Dude pulled the helmet off the quarterback. Said, "Oh, he wasn't doing it on purpose." I was like, "No, man. I know the can opener when I see it." Look at his hips and looks at his shoulders. That kid was can opening. Pop the lid off. Am I going to watch any of those useless bowl games that come on this holiday season? I might watch Georgia Tech. That's it. That's an emphasis on might. But the players know. It's like, okay, I'm going into the NFL. I don't need to be wasting my getting hurt in a pointless bowl game. I haven't watched a bowl game in like 5 or 6 years. Well, maybe, yeah, 5 or 6 years. Because they're pointless. We don't want the kids to have to play an extra game, and that would just be too hard on them. I was like, then what do you call bowl season? A pointless game where it doesn't matter, like it doesn't affect your record, doesn't get you national recognition. Hey, we won the Meineke Bowl, Car Care Bowl. Who gives a shit? Bowl games are just about money. You want to have your pointless bowl games? Fine. Make them part of a playoff format. Wouldn't be so pointless then. I'd watch the Meineke Car Care Bowl if it was the wild card team versus the number 8 seed. You're thinking 16 teams? Well, I'm sorry, when I said the number AC or whoever, whatever seed. I think eight's plenty. God, I pray they don't expand that. But Greed talks in basketball, so they'll probably talk in football as well. They do that in college basketball. This is the Sweet 16 and the now they're talking about they want to make a 32 team playoff in college basketball. No, 16 is too much as it is. It would be kind of cool in college football to have that one team that's like Gonzaga. Every year you're rooting for them. Every year you think they're going to get far. I want an underdog in the playoff. This year I guess the underdog will be Oklahoma if they don't. TCU's not going to win that game because they're just awful. I watched 2 of their games this year and I just said, man, that is a... I was like, they got a lot of talent, but... I wouldn't even say they're a stupid football team. Well, they're kind of a stupid football team. Yeah, that's what it is. They got some talent and they got a lot of stupidity. I thought Alabama was perfect, and then they just got beat up. It's kind of creeps me out that it can even happen in college football where they got like 100 players on the sidelines. Dudes wear down. Auburn may have won that game, but I saw a lot of dudes limping off that field. Auburn wins the game, but wins the battle, but loses the war. Are they going to have a letdown against Georgia? Maybe. Georgia had a bye week, basically. They beat the hell out of my Georgia Tech. I looked at it, I was like, They might have had a more competitive game if they played against Georgia Southern. The other thing I love about college football, man, is right now I got sitting at home 3 games I'm gonna watch. And the cool thing is you can watch it on YouTube. Sometimes YouTube guys will say we condensed the game. I watched Michigan, Ohio State condensed to 40 minutes. Didn't miss a beat. That was kind of a cool thing about when I bought NFL Replay one year. But the reason I hate the NFL is because I paid for it. So then I try to watch it on like Monday or Tuesday. And they say, oh, you can't watch this while an NFL game is broadcasting. I was like, what kind of stupid fucking rule is that? I was like, what if I don't want to watch the NFL broadcast game? Too bad. No NFL replay till you do. I was like, who are you to tell me what to watch? So I will strike one against that. Go on YouTube, you might want to see some highlights from the game. This video has been pulled due to copyright violation. I said all I want to see is the highlight, man. NFL says no. You'll just have to hope that we show it to you one day in our classic games. Strike two. Strike three came when one year I was getting ready to buy it, and they said, "Oh yeah, we use the Flash player." I was like, "Why would you use Flash when everyone else uses HTML5?" DRM. Oh, okay. Strike three, NFL. Fox Sports does that same stupid thing. So I got Linux, and I can't watch Fox Sports Go because they still use Flash. And something about PPNAI or whatever the name of the plugin for both browsers won't let Adobe work with the DRM, and it's a mess. And the sad thing is, the sites that bring me this stuff, it's not necessarily them that's the problem. Like, it's not necessarily Fox Sports that's the problem. Fox Sports signed a contract, and the contract said that the player you provide must provide DRM or something like that. And so they're stuck running slow, unsafe, clunky Flash. You run Windows, yeah, you can watch Fox Sports Go and all of its crappy Flash glory. Netflix doesn't use Flash. Amazon doesn't use Flash. Hulu doesn't use. I think Hulu still uses Flash. Can't remember. No, I think they use HTML5 now. All of those have DRM in some form or fashion baked in. CBS has Flash. I mean, CBS is HTML5. The ESPN has the best deal. It's like, oh, you want to watch a replay of the college football game? No problem. Sign it to your provider. We keep the games up there all season long. I think so, all season long. I think I could actually watch an entire season if I wanted to. One team. Their player is okay. In fact, I like their player better than YouTube, so I can advance a whole lot easier on the ESPN player than I can on YouTube. YouTube, I hit the thing and it buffers. Sometimes I get lucky and I get hit a couple times and it doesn't buffer. ESPN, man, you hit it, boop, 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 boop. Yeah, you skipped a hit 10 seconds. No problem. That's one thing I've always hated about streaming video on the internet is I can't choose my player. And a lot of players are just lacking. Netflix player sucks. Sometimes I want to jump ahead a minute, sometimes I want to go to a specific spot. I get why they don't want to do that. It's because I start playing an SM player, VLC, maybe I got something in there that allows me to also record it. But like, okay, you can have that kind of logic, but let me tell you, here and now, I can go on the torrent sites and somebody threw up all the Netflix original shows on torrents. I don't know how they did it. I'm sure it's not that hard to hack it. I don't understand how piracy can give content to people better than the content owners can. Popcorn Time says, oh, you want to play this on a specific player? No problem, we got a plug-in for that. Put this into your video player. There you are watching bootleg versions of movie things or whatever. I don't even think people use Popcorn Time anymore. I think it's went to someone's house one time and they had a they bought, like, for 50 bucks they bought a some kind of box, and the box you just plug it into a network cable, or not even network cable. It had Wi-Fi and you plug it into your TV, and then you got all these channels. You get international channels, international sports, porn, movies, TV shows. And you looked at the box and it was a Raspberry Pi loaded with Kodi. I mean, this thing was damn near idiot proof. It was just like a bootleg cable box. As long as you can get on the internet, you can get this stuff. I was like, okay. Trying to figure out if there's a way you can integrate. I'm pretty sure there is. There's a way that you can use a Raspberry Pi, have Kodi loaded on it with RetroPie. Kodi, RetroPie, and some other bootleg gaming thing. No, I wouldn't do that with the gaming things. But I do kind of wish that Steam would say, okay, we're gonna allow you to load our software on Kodi boxes as well. A Raspberry Pi as well. I know that's asking a bit much. Steam games on an ARM processor. I don't think ARM processors have multiple cores. Could be wrong about that. I think I am wrong about that. I know I'm wrong about that. Because that was one of the things they were talking about, was app developers coming up with clever ways to do multi-threading in Android applications. In order to do multi-threading, you need multiple cores. But that's why I'm trying to get the new Asus Chromebook Flip, the C302. That sucker's got an Intel chipset in it. I want to see it. I'm looking on the internet and I can't find it yet. No one's posted it on YouTube. Please, guys, post something on YouTube. Let me know if you can play Steam on a C302. I wonder, can you run SteamOS and Crouton? Would you even need to? I mean, I'm really great. A lot of assholes out here. I'm really grateful that Google came out with the Chromebooks, because now really anyone could have a computer. They democratized computer ownership. They may have done it for sinister reasons. I don't give a shit. I got a Chromebook. Love it. Took my Chromebook to a wedding, and while everyone else was dancing and having a good old time, I was sitting outside playing Rich Orange. Wasn't alone. I'm out there, brothers out there, friends are out there. Some of the groom's friends are out there. We're all just passing the joystick. Some people were passing things other than that, but playing video games outside while everyone else was inside doing the wedding stuff or whatever it was. You invite me to your wedding, make sure I'm not wearing a backpack. You're gonna lose me at one point. Even their gas is cheaper than... All I know is I don't know what's going on with that airport gas. Man, there are a lot of assholes out here. What time is it? Anyway, by the way, it's the end of November. And 70 degrees. So, no, there's no such thing as global warming. Anyway, that gas station off of Mockingbird and Cedar Springs, the Shell stations are charging $2.59 for just regular gas. Just $2.59 just for the regular per gallon. Everyone else around them's like $2.29, $2.09. I don't see how they stay in business. And the only thing I think is the reason, and I think that's a lot of assholes out here. I think that's ground for a collusion claim, because I think they're conspiring with the rental car I think they're conspiring with the rental car agencies around there. I forgot, Christmas shoppers. That's why there's so many assholes out here. Anyway, it's got to be collusion between the Shell station at that location and the rental car places around the airport. You don't refill your car, we're going to charge you the current rate to refill the tank, $2.59. That was an unpleasant experience, though. One I hope never to repeat again. Going to a rental car agency, that was... I see why people hate to travel. Never had anything like that happen before. I got into an accident and went to... Oh man. Got into an accident of almost a decade back. And I think my insurance company used Enterprise. Got me a HHR. Drove it for about a week. Insurance company said, please take it back. And I was like, your car's done? I was like, okay. It was quick and painless. Got me a Chevy HHR. They just give you whatever they got on the lot. So they gave me a Chevy HHR. My gripe against that car was that it had a lot of blind spots. And it was like driving around in a giant, it had a weird like tank chassis look kind of feel to it. And you didn't have windows so much as you had portholes. Hard to believe that was a Suburban back in the 1930s. That's what they looked like. They're really just station wagons. So I brought the car back, I think it was like a day early. No problems. About 5 years ago, I rented a car from Dollar Rent-A-Car. Used the thing for a few days. They gave me a... They gave me some junky Impala, but I didn't need like the latest and greatest. I asked for a economy car. No, we don't have any little cars. You're gonna have to take this mid-size. I was like, all right, whatever. Used it, brought it back a day early with a full gas, with the gas that filled up the way they wanted me to. They charged me a fee for bringing it back early. I said, I ain't never heard anything like that before. What the hell? He's like, how are you gonna charge me for? So the bottom line is never use Dollar or Thrifty. I won't ever again. They're gonna charge me a fee for bringing it back early. This is. But it's just one of many examples of what's wrong with America. I think that's a uniquely American thing. I don't think that if you go anywhere else, they do that kind of stuff. Of course, in other places, you don't need fucking renter cars. You get a bus pass or a train metro pass, and You can take beautiful mass transit everywhere you want to go. There are people who ride the bus every day in Dallas. God bless them. I don't know how they do it. I talked to one guy, 8 hours of his work day. He rides the bus for 8 hours a day. Works an 8-hour shift. I asked the guy how many hours of sleep does he get a night. He said he got about 4. He said he had enough time to get a shower, get a little something to eat, take about a 4-hour sleep/nap, and then he had to go do it all over again. Did this for about 6 days a week, I think he was telling me. I think he lives in Fort Worth, or I think he lived in Fort Worth, Arlington, somewhere around there. He rode the rail, and after riding the rail, he has to take like 3 buses to get to his job. Eight hours of riding the bus, or 8 hours of riding mass transit. Some idiot will say something like, "Why can't he find a job where you know, in Fort Worth?" Obviously, he tried. Where I work at, they got people who drive all the way from, they live in Oklahoma, and then they drive down to where I work at. I got one guy, he comes all the way from Arkansas. He spends 4 days at work, drives back home to Arkansas, off for 3 days, and then he does that rotation. Why does he do it? Makes more money here, so the cost, so he can live comfortably in Arkansas with his has he had 9 kids? As the dude one day, I said, "Hey man," I was like, "What are you, Mormon or something?" He says, "No, I just love kids." I think he's Catholic. I think he's Catholic. Read a news article about a guy who a story about a guy in Michigan who he was trying to keep his house from getting foreclosed on, so he walked to a he walked 20 miles a day. I don't know if it was 20 miles a day or it was 20 miles both ways to work. You walk 20 miles to work. That was another depressing story. He walked because his car got repossessed, but he was still living in his house and he was hanging on by a thread. was saying, like, it's a miracle that I was like, you never missed a day of work. I mean, anything can happen in 20 miles. I walk 7 a day. Last week I walked 6.5 on a bad ankle. American disappointment double cross. $20 a day. I think that came out to like 8 hours a day he was walking. He'd go to work, working 8 to almost 12 hours a shift. Come back home. Once again, one of those guys who got enough. He had enough time to clean himself up, get a little rest, and then he'd go back out there again. And these are not like a handful of stories. There are hundreds of thousands of people doing stuff like this. Even if it was 1% of Americans were doing it, 1% of American adults, which is I think something like 270 million people. % of that comes out to 4 million people. There are 4 million people in this country who have extreme travel conditions imposed on them just to be able to survive. I think about it every day. There are people working just to survive. So, like I said, I mean both sides of the coin. I meet that occasional weirdo that works because they want to. I'm like that. I mean, I was thinking about that the other day. Like I said, if I didn't have to work, I'd still be working. If I didn't have to work, like right now, I'd have a backpack and a tent, and I'd walk to Fort Worth. Something I've always, just try it, just see what it was like. Stay in hotels. I cut lawns for a year. I've always wanted to work on a farm. Just try it out for a little bit. I'd work on an oil rig. I tried my hand at mining. Like I said, you asked the question, why don't you do these things now? I never liked doing anything on shaky ground. So that was my whole reason for doing it, for not doing anything. Whatever it is, it's none of my business. was that homeless lady that I used to see her walking around all the time, hanging out at what do you call that? Whataburger. Wherever it was, they were loud and ignorant. Yeah. What would I be doing every year? The best job you can ever have, and unfortunately it's hard to get. The best job you can ever get is being a night stalker. People say, how can you say something like that? I was like, don't knock it. It's like, the cool thing about being a night stalker, it's a job you can walk away from. It's tedious, it's necessary, it's got a constantly revolving door, it's good night shift work. And it has perks because you're in a supermarket. I imagine they get a lot of stuff stolen from them. Guy sits there and takes out a package of cheese. Make you a YouTube channel, Confessions of a Night Stalker. Ask them, what's the weirdest thing you've ever stolen from the grocery store? I don't think if someone told me they were stealing pantyhose, that would be like, that's too easy. I'm talking about something cold and perishable that you got to stuff inside your clothes somewhere. I wonder if that was like a little homeless embankment or something. She's being loud as hell though, man. She's giving away their position. I can't remember whose YouTube was that, a YouTube channel I saw or something, where the guy he works a 24-hour shift. And one day he decided to do a 24-hour shift at Chick-fil-A. And it was a way to show what it was like working in a fast food job. It was how they make all the different stuff. He worked the drive-thru. He worked the counter. I haven't had Chick-fil-A in about Where was I working? The place I was working at a place that had Chick-fil-A inside it. I'd have a chicken sandwich and some waffle fries. I think that was EDS. Last time I went to a Chick-fil-A. So it's probably been about 13 years. Am I boycotting them because their owner's stupid? No, I just don't get out and get fast food that often. There are a lot of people there's a lot of people, that's, I talked about the bad thing about America. The good thing is there are a lot of stupid people owning companies right now. And the fact that you can do that in America. I don't know if you can do that in other countries, because I think in other countries the only way stupid people own businesses is if they're related to the smart, successful people. You don't have to be smart to be rich. What does it take to succeed in business? I don't know about succeed, but just to have one, you gotta be stubborn. You gotta be focused. That's about it. You don't even have to have a great product. Your product could be shit. But if you're focused and driven to make your product a household name, I mean, Papa John's proves that. Their product is shit. But their owner probably looked like he had focus and a little stubbornness. Actually, a lot of stubbornness. And he sells cardboard covered cheese to morons. Excuse me, cheese covered cardboard. Never had a pizza like that before, where the dough tastes like cardboard. The dough tastes like cardboard. The sauce tastes like toothpaste. The cheese actually tastes like cheese. I realize that it's because a lot of pizza chains don't make their own cheese. It's hard to screw up cheese. It's hard, but not impossible. Velveeta proves that. Ugh, Velveeta is god-awful cheese. My mother eats it all the time. She loves Velveeta. I fucking hate Velveeta. I'm a sharp cheddar man, but I don't do the grocery shopping, so I'll be eating Velveeta. some form or fashion in the next week here. Albeit in mayonnaise. No wonder my gut's partly torn up and hers is fully torn up. Yeah, there are a lot of assholes out here today.